All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Foreign and Domestic. I am doing my best not to scratch the living hell out of myself. I got bit like crazy yesterday, and I'm itching like a son of a bitch. With that being said, let me throw it over to Alan.
Well, you shouldn't have went and shouldn't have met up with the girlfriend. I'm just saying. Hello, everybody. Glad to see everybody coming in so far. You know, that is if YouTube allows me to pull up the list. But before we go that far, let's go ahead and do this thing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very nice, brother. Very nice.
Except for Joe Biden. That man doesn't deserve any liberties. None at all at this point. All right, let's see if YouTube is telling me that there's actually people in the side chat, and there is. According to the participants list, there's the YouTube auditor, go eat a bowl of dicks. Andy 79, Z28, G23, gun loving grandpa, got the kingpin here in the room, Mystic Guns. Phil M. Rivers, good to see you out there, sir. Reloading from the hot pot. Richard Marauder, Vanessa Kitty, Willie Bullet Man. Man, good to see you all out there. There's probably more than that. YouTube's just not telling me about it. Wrench and Bolts, good to see you. Redbird 491. The illustrious Rich White. Yeah, Mr. Kyle Lusk. Definitely one man you wouldn't want to go into a beard contest with. I mean, unless you're Jamie, then you just smoke him.
That's actually a good challenge right there, Jamie versus Kyle. I like it.
Got G23 out there. Broke Loader jumping in. Michael Hartneck, good to see you. Keith Gregory, awesome. I'm kind of wondering if RTT decided he was done, and that's why all of a sudden everybody else is coming in. RTT was on right before us, sir. Me personally, I am priming some 9mm by hand. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome. Good deal. Yeah, we got someone that's not been with us for a while, and it's great to see him. Insight Freedom, what's up, brother?
It has been a long time no chit chat. I have been typical busy, just life stuff, back and forth between Nashville and Knoxville. Everybody knows my routine. Kids are getting older, and their extracurricular demands and school demands have gotten more extreme, and just trying to get them through this pandemic in a healthy manner. So that's where I am and where I've been, and not really on YouTube a whole lot, just trying to check in and catch up. And now I want to see all my brothers and sisters here and discuss a little freedom.
Awesome. Good deal, man. I'm glad you could make it. Jamie, what's going on, man? What you working on?
Man, I got an issue with my Hornady 6.5 Creedmoor dies, and we'll talk more about that as we get on into the show if y'all want to. But man, it was a good day at church this morning. Sunday school was always good. Yeah, man, just somber remembrances this weekend, and looking forward to what you guys had to say about it. Looking forward to spending some time with my brothers. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the link.
Awesome, man. Good deal. Daniel, you there, man?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Are you there?
Doing,
I'm sitting on the porch watching the sunset here. The dogs are out here laying on the porch and waiting for some deer to come out. They're getting some 9mm boxed up or made up and boxed up. And getting my clothes all washed and my toothbrush and toothpaste and all that there stuff put up. Getting ready to pack it up.
Good deal.
Hey,
Thanks for
Daniel,
having
does this Apocalypse Now filter work for you? You like that?
with your all red there.
Yeah, you like that?
You're trying to get darker than I am.
This is the only way I can do it.
Here, I thought you were going for the inside the F-15 cockpit look.
Now green with envy.
Well, nice seeing you again there, dude.
Yeah,
Dude.
what's his name?
Oh, what's his name?
old what's his
Well,
name?
I don't know whether I just use his regular name or I can't remember Insight Freedom.
It doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to call me. I'll answer to it.
Butthead. Kingpin, hello. Jamie, hi. Alan B. Pro, hello. And everybody in the chat room.
Good deal. Kingpin, what's happening, man? How you doing? How's your week been?
Oh, I'm good, man. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, David.
Good to see you, Scott.
I got a question. I don't watch regular news, whatever. Did Biden even like go to the memorial place? Has he even said anything?
So he came out with a speech the day before, but he didn't actually do a speech on the day. And it was pre-recorded, of course, because if he actually tried to do anything unpre-recorded, he would have started, spattered, and said all kinds of stupid shit.
As I understand it, he was in Pennsylvania and New York on that day, but just an appearance. And I think I saw a picture of the usual suspects surrounding him. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen coverage that Trump was all over the place. I mean, yeah, okay, he's a former president, and but he was there. He was there at Ground Zero the day it happened. You know, he came out and was like offering any help that the man could give when it happened. So yeah, I was really kind of curious about all that.
Yeah, and you notice, I don't. Well, you haven't seen anything, but I've seen some little pieces and snippets of video. But Trump was getting plenty of people coming up to him, taking pictures, having some fun with him, and all the rest of it. And Biden had no one, of course.
Well, yeah, they don't want to announce that he's going to be anywhere. They don't want anybody to know he's going to be anywhere.
Most liked president in the history, remember? Most votes ever. Yep. Yep. Yep, that pretty much sums it up right there.
speaking of that, and since we do have a Georgia brother on here, I'm curious. I saw a news leak yesterday morning that there is footage that has shown up of in Georgia backpacks full of votes being stuffed into boxes. Have you heard or seen anything out of that down in Georgia at this point?
I have not seen reports of it, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
They've been making references to it on the news, but you also got to remember that the news is very left.
Yeah. Lockstep even. So
yeah. it's there. The news in Atlanta is right down party lines on the liberal slant, and at some point in time, and I'm hoping that the 20th anniversary of 9/11 will bring out the fact that we're all Americans, and we need to quit being so hateful and mean to each other, and find and focus on what unites us rather than what tears us apart. But um, I know in my heart of hearts, Trump won that election, and so did the two senators, and I can't prove it, or I would, and but yeah, they pulled one over. And Kyle, if you're out there, throw in a comment and tell us what you think. Am I right, or
I think at this point, I think most of the country realizes that Trump won. They just won't admit it.
well, they can't. Think of the implications of Trump.
Oh yeah, they admit there's any type of fraud. It's a disaster.
Well, and there's also just major head explosion, which could change the political climate in the states anyway. So,
Yep. It was funny how it all came down on election night. What happened was we're all sitting there and we're seeing Trump with a lead of X, okay, of X. All right. There were two precincts out, which are the most heavily liberal and the most populous in the state. And they waited till they made sure everybody else was in. Then theirs come in, right? Fulton and DeKalb, I think. So it was like they waited to see how many they had to have, and then that's how many they printed and sent in. And yeah, they have found, what I've been hearing is they've found backpacks, suitcases, all kind of crap full of votes that were not counted and all that stuff, man. But if it happens that they can prove that Trump won, what happens then, y'all? I mean, really, what happens? Does Biden get kicked out and Trump get sworn in? Somebody going to jail? I don't know. Good topic for discussion. Tell me. I want to know that what would happen if we proved that the election was stolen and rigged.
If it was proven and they didn't send people into jail, period, I would be doubly as ticked off as I am right now. That's just me personally.
yeah,
There's total faith in the whole system.
there are a number of things worthy of at least jail, and there are some things worthy of beyond jail that have happened here in the last year. I mean, what we just watched happen in Afghanistan, just from a casual observer, they're people that deserve way worse than just jail for what they allowed to happen there.
Yeah,
There's still videos of people
was
coming out there.
extremely disgraceful, and they should be tried for treason. That's my opinion. They should be tried for treason.
The amount and the frequency of lies to honest answers, to honest questions about what's happening and what happened over there, it's breathtaking. And the lack of people asking those questions is more evidence of what Jamie was talking about, the fact that we've got a media that's completely supportive and lockstep and complicit with all of this stuff because they're not asking the obvious questions. They're not concerned that we're leaving Americans over there. They're fine with whatever pat answer takes them off the trail for any amount of time.
Yeah, it's a heck of a situation, that's for sure.
Well, Scott, they've got a set pat answer when it's all brought up. They say, what's the word? Truthless claims of voter fraud. Truthless, untrue. They assume, they don't say alleged or anything. They just automatically say it's all a bunch of lies, and that way it goes away. Well, bull.
Yeah, they're going to stick with that claim that this was the most transparent and trustworthy election in the history of mankind. They're going to run with that, even though we questioned the one 4 years prior ad nauseum, and it was okay to question that one. All of a sudden, doing nothing, they fixed this one other than just mailing out mass ballots to people to be filled out with no true identification process. I know it varies from state to state how they did that, but in general.
And think about, all the states that changed the law, like the 2 or 3 days before or a week before and all the rest of it. I mean, it's insane. I mean, there's at least half a dozen states that started changing things right the week prior or a couple of days prior. And I like how they always answer the question and walk off. They don't stay to answer any other questions, no follow-up questions. They say what they want to say and walk off.
That's a fact, sir.
If this was truly the most open form of government we've ever had, according to them, then why are they not open to the audits? Why are they so against the audits? If it was such a true election and everything was exactly what it was supposed to be, why are they so against audits? Audits, it should be something that they should be all over, absolutely, on it and get it over with instead of fighting it every step of the way.
Well, Trump's entire presidency, they fought him every step of the way, and come to find out, as long as you're Biden, they're not gonna fight you at all for anything. It kind of appalls me that we seen Trump get vindicated, or we see Trump get attacked, and on a daily basis. And what have they done against Biden? Why is he not being treated in the same manner?
Well, even take it a step farther, they refused to even during the election discuss the Hunter Biden issues. Completely said that's made up. That's fake news. We're not giving it the time of day because it will impact the election. That's just not true. There's no evidence of that. Over and over again throughout the whole election, they pushed that off as if it was a false narrative. As we see, it's not so false. So, I mean, could you imagine if Donald Trump Jr. had done any one of the things that Hunter Biden has done during his 4 years in office? Can you imagine we already had a 24-hour news cycle blaming Trump and saying that he did everything under the sun. Throw something out there that they could stick with the computer and evidence and stuff like that. Man, they would have never shut up about that until he was gone. Huh.
Well,
yeah. I'm trying to find something for Phil.
Me, I just keep having to take all this thing apart and put it all back together because it keeps jamming. So my Lee hand press primer, it jams like it's going out of style. Is the Frankfurt Arsenal better than this?
Yes.
It's better. You'll get jams here and there, but it's better by far.
You want me to show it to you?
It's of a semi-similar design, right? But I mean, this damn Lee one just jams all the time.
And it uses the square tray, and it's metal. You can adjust your depth here with this dial. I don't know if you can see the dial,
Yeah.
but much more substantial unit. It's you can see it's metal. It's heavy. And what I like about it is you can really feel that primer going home, and you can really feel it when it bottoms out. You can feel it hit the bottom. It also comes with 11 or 12 of the little shell holders, these things. And to change them, you just mash this button right here, and like that.
And they'll slide right out and slide another one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Lee one is just so damn finicky, but would I go with a bench primer? Yeah, sure. But I'd like to be able to, if I'm sitting around watching TV like I don't ever do, or if I'm on the chat right now, I'm priming. Without taking my whole equipment over there, I wouldn't be able to be on the show and be able to do this at the same time.
I think that's one of the strong appeals of hand priming.
Oh, because I'm still doing 9mm bald. I'm still doing 9mm on single stage. Yeah, I'm contemplating, and I've pretty much decided I'm probably going to go to a 750 for 9mm. But for right now, I'm still doing it single stage. Well, we might not have seen anything coming from you on your channel, but on your Instagram, we see you still into your photography with the kids, at least. Daughter's still into the equestrians, doing the horses. Son's still riding the board, and
Yeah, I appreciate you following. It's been, for her, it's been an interesting journey from losing her first horse to getting a second one, to getting trampled by the second one, to eventually making it into barrel racing. She's just completed her 6th event, I think. She did a state fair in Wilson County back in the end of summer or early. Yeah, it was back in early August. And we've gone down to Alabama a couple of times and done some local ones. So for the first time in all this time of training up for it, she's finally into it. And then, of course, Miles was he's eating up with that skateboard. And so that's kind of cool that he and I get to do that together. But he's really in the urban skating thing. So we're terrorizing downtown Nashville every chance we get. So running over bridesmaids. He enjoys it. He really does. I tell him all the time he's hard on himself because he gets something in his head, wants to get it down right. And I'm like, at your age, I wasn't half of what you are at this age on a skateboard. So take that for what it's worth. So they're fun. I'm having a lot of fun with them, but it's like every waking hour when I'm there, it's take them to school, get work done, pick them up from school, start all the afternoon stuff, and then eventually back here. So that is my routine. 57 skateboarder, right? 57-year-old skateboarder. Almost 58. I got one sneaking up on me.
I know the last time I was on a board, I thought I was going to die. I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, the Scotsman and I have that conversation frequently. So
Yeah, I've tried a couple of times in the past. I even had a custom one put together for me by some of the guys that worked with me when I first came to the States. And it doesn't matter how many times I try. Every time I get on a skateboard, within about 10 minutes, I end up sideways on my hip, busting my hip, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah, I was literally very hesitant when he started wanting me to skate with him again, and it took about 30 minutes till I was back in the bowls at the skate park and stuff. So for a while, I amazed him, and when I would take him to like drainage ditches and skate there, he didn't understand how I could do that. Now he can do everything I can do and more. So he's now I'm trying to learn the things that he knows how to do. It's a good process. It's fun to watch them. I tell them all the time I'm proud of them because they pick these non-mainstream things to excel at, and they both really pour themselves into it. So, I'm proud as I can be of both of them. That's probably why I should do that more than anything. I'm just trying to encourage them. But thanks for mentioning it. Appreciate it. And I'm sorry we didn't see you in Iowa when we were up there. We're going to make that trip again. So.
Insight.
Yeah.
You better watch out. You're approaching that age when you're going to bust a hip. You're older than me.
One or two different things. I was bad wrist for about 3 months. Fortunately, it was left wrist and not the one that I have to design with all the time. But yeah.
Design with. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that hand stays awfully busy, Alan.
Michael Hartneck had a question out there. Did Dylan raise their prices too? And from what I've seen from catalogs, just a little bit, but not like a grip. Not like a grip.
From everything that I've seen, because I have stayed kind of watching them because I was considering another price, but probably not right now. But I was watching them and seeing for the longest time they never raised the prices. And then probably about 6 weeks ago or so, they went up about $30 or so a piece on most stuff, on most of the prices. So nowhere near as high as all these other companies have gone, but they have gone up a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of other companies have really just like ratcheted it up quite a bit. But I'd been, periodically keeping in touch with it and been going, you know what? Dylan really hasn't raised their prices that much, if at all. And then I seen just like a little increase. That had to have been like the $30 increase you're talking about.
Yeah, they haven't. They've been staying true for a long time, and like I said, probably about 6 weeks or so ago is when I saw they'd raised the prices a little bit.
And what's even worse is you can finance them.
Yep.
Pay for your press over time. Like that's just not right.
Yeah. Phil, I emailed you that link that Scott threw out there. I emailed you the link, so you should have it.
Yeah, it's a long one. I had a hard time typing. I don't have DuckDuckGo on this computer, and I had to go to my phone to get it. And I was trying to hand type out the whole address. I don't know if I got it all or not. So
yeah, I didn't think it would all fit in there, so I just emailed it over.
Yeah, and I mean it's not the original I saw, but it's basically the same thing that keeps keeps disappearing. Strangely enough, it's not found on Google, but DuckDuckGo has it in several different media sources. So.
DuckDuckGo. Never heard of it.
Unfiltered search engine. Try it sometime. It's impressive.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. I keep hearing about it. I just haven't used it yet.
Oh. As long as it pulls up midget amputee porn, it'll be okay.
And there's Jan.
Because what's life without midget amputee porn?
I
think Jamie just choked.
I lead such a sheltered life.
See,
Jamie only views midget porn.
Daniel didn't even
know
flinch,
about
man.
the midget amputee porn.
That's how you know Daniel was in the Navy. He didn't even flinch.
6 months cruises. See all kind of trash.
Lots of happy socks.
Mario, that boy, he's been in the Army, what, 20 years? And he's telling Alan how he's nasty. Come on there, Mario.
Well, he knows what nasty is.
I just want to see Mario on a skateboard. Can you see that little chubby?
Yeah, sipping a big bottle of gin and juice. I can.
He's there with his Corona and lime.
Drinking his Corona out of a coconut.
I tell you what, my son could be tempted to make a trip out to California just to get Mario to skate. He would gladly participate in that trip.
Oh, here we go.
Mario. I think he's homophobic. You think Mario?
Apparently he's midget phobic too. Doesn't like midgets.
Yeah.
No. Mario likes to spend time at home. He's not homophobic. So, Scotsman, what you been up to this week? Same old, just slave driving away?
Slave driving away, man, at work. My back hasn't been too great this week, but that is what it is there. Not a whole lot can do about that. Just keep plugging along. But put a tonneau cover on the truck over the weekend and got bit to hell by mosquitoes. So, yeah, rocking and rolling, man. What about yourself, man? What you get up to this week?
Oh, not a whole hell of a lot. Taught one of the young boys how to change the oil in their car. So that was, 20 minutes of my weekend. But it's always a good thing to start learning that kind of thing, especially when you're just getting your permit. You don't know anything at all about it. Man, he even knows names of them and stuff.
No,
No,
I
he
guess he likes Bridget the midget. They're the same height.
He did. He went to Duck Duck Go and did a to come up with that name. Jason, I'm working on 6.5 Creedmoor, man.
Yeah, as low as $39.99 a month on the Dillon 750. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
That's like real American crack right there. That's like the junkie letting you ride a while. Got the pusher out there trying to get you hooked on that blue stuff.
Right.
See, the thing is, you start with a 750, then you go to a 1050, then you go to this, then you go to that. And before you know it, man, you're just constantly paying the money.
You're paying by the month. It's just like another car payment. So why not?
Just buy a Hortney lock and load, $530. Then you got all that extra money you can spend on Hortney bullets and primers when you can find them and powder. And then get yourself a 420 casting pot and some molds.
Well, because I actually want it to look really good because I'm not going to be able to get the components to use it. So I need it to just look really, really pretty in my kitchen.
Yeah, powder. Oh, you're talking about the Dillon.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually still have some powder. I ran out of the Alliance Blue Dot for my 10 millimeter. I've been using Blue Dot for my 10 millimeter since I started loading 10.
Every time
really like the stuff, but
every time you say 10 millimeter, I have to like adjust a little bit. I have to, fluff a little bit every time you talk about that stuff. I want a 10 millimeter like nobody's business. So thanks, Alan. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And loading 10 millimeter is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Now, when ammo was starting to get, when it first started getting scarce on the shelves, everybody around me is like, no wonder you bought a 10 millimeter. And I'm like, why? He's like, because that's like one of the only rounds still on the shelf. Well, I believe what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up seeing more of the super, super common calibers coming back onto shelves before you see some of the not so common calibers. So I suspect that we'll see more 40 coming back on shelves before you see 10 millimeters. Of course, you'll see 9 millimeters and 45 and stuff like that. But even some of like the rifle rounds, or the revolver rounds, I'm not seeing come back on the shelves as much.
Yeah, I haven't seen the 357 SIG show back up pretty much anywhere that I frequent. So, I mean, it was never abundant anywhere. So I'm not holding my breath on that one to show back up anytime quickly. And like you said, the 357s, the Magnums, I haven't seen those except a random few boxes at Academy from time to time.
Yeah, and other than the ma and pa shops and the guys that sell ammo out of their garage, I'm not seeing much in the way of 357 either. Not even just but they're like specialty rounds that some guys wouldn't even buy. 10 millimeter is much gooder. It is 1 millimeter more than 9 millimeter, and it's just flat out impressive.
When they come out with 11, it's going to be even better. Because then we can all go, this one goes to 11.
Mine goes all the way to 11.
Well, why didn't you just take it down one and make it just go to 10? Because this one goes to 11.
Is I think it's 12.4. I saw in like Bear Creek Arsenal and stuff like that. Is anybody familiar with that?
That's 50. 12.4 is 50, right?
I don't
Sometimes
know.
they call the 50 cal by 12.4 by X whatever by whatever.
Yeah, hang on. Let me. I
I'm
can
pretty
tell you
sure
what it is.
it's
Hang on.
50 mils. 50 cal, not millimeter. Woo, that'd be a big one.
So 50.
Oh, you're not talking 50 AE.
50 AE or BMG, either one, but they have a designation 12.4.
The 50 is a 12.7 by 42.
Yeah, that's it. That's the BMG, right?
There
That's
you go,
the-
Mr. Pollard.
That's the AE.
That's AE.
Hold on. Sorry, that's Beowulf. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
that's the Beowulf. I'm not sure what if the others have to be pretty damn close to the same thing. I'm sure, but yeah, that's 50 Beowulf.
I probably shouldn't say anything because we measuring stuff in thousandths of an inch. But when they start putting 7.62, when you're subdividing millimeters like that, man, you're talking about little bitty bits of movement there, right? So what you got? 7.62 is to the 100th of a millimeter. So you take a millimeter and dividing it into hundreds.
You're getting way too technical.
Did I just throw y'all into a brain fart? Cause man, it's like it got quiet in here.
No, we're just listening, but you're getting a little too technical, man. Trying to make people think.
Jamie, let's just stick with meat and potatoes. 9mm, 45, 30 cal, and 270.
Don't you dare leave out 44 Magnum. How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I got
can't leave out the 10 millimeter because it's one more than 9.
Has anybody seen large pistol primers anywhere? Huh?
Wait,
In the drawer of my filing cabinet. That's the only place I've seen.
Oh, really? In the drawer? How many's in there?
I don't know.
they were pretty abundant at one little kind of mom and pop gun store in Nashville for up until about June. I haven't looked since then, but I mean, they literally had cases of them. Cases.
Buy them.
I'll check them. I'll check on them and see if they still have them. Because they're like a hardware store, and in the front they're a gun store, and they had all the primers back in the hardware part.
Large rifle seems to be the one that stayed in stock the longest. Like you're talking about some of the odd calibers of factory loaded ammunition.
Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher everywhere. It's not going to get any better anytime soon. So, if you can find them, if you need them, pick them up. Prices are only going to get worse.
Hell, even if you don't need them, pick them up. You never know when somebody else out here is going to be hard up for them.
That's it. If you can help someone else, help them. We'll all keep each other going.
Nah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, I know you're kicking yourself for what you did last time.
Well, Daniel, can you see the chat?
No.
Walter Davis, he's got some. He can send you.
Oh, I just know that my connection says they haven't seen them in a long time, and they don't expect to see them for a long time. Well, yeah, they have primers, and the Finn down here in Ashland has primers, but they have no large pistol primers. Oh no, that's okay, Walter. But thank you. All I usually do with my large pistol is get these homeless people to come knocking on my door. You know, I get work out of them. I pay them in primers.
That's up there. 170 per thousand.
170 bucks, huh?
Like I said, it's not gonna get any better. It's only gonna keep getting worse.
Pretty soon, you're all going to be going to the gun show seeing a brick of primers going for $250 to $300 a brick.
Well, the one thing that I didn't mind not seeing, or one thing I did mind not seeing, is David Chapman getting shut down. So the loony bin that was getting nominated for the ATF, him getting shut down, and them pretty much going, nope, we're not going to be able to do that. Of course, Biden and his administration is going to give him a job somewhere else in the administration, even if it means this gun prevention task force, which.
So you gotta ask yourself this too, though. Was this all a game? Was this just put them out there and get your mind somewhere else and focus somewhere else so they can do something else you don't know, you're not paying attention to? You know, you got to really watch what they do. They're always sleight of hand tactics.
Yeah, well, I think he was legitimately trying to get Chapman in there. I don't think that was a farce. I think that they were legitimately trying to get Chapman into that office because he was going to be just completely and entirely anti-2A. He's known for it. And he's extremely manipulative or manipulated. They would have been able to tell the dude whatever they want him to do, and he would never second guess it. So yeah, they were trying to get him in, even though they're not going to get him into that slot. I know for sure Biden administration is going to stick him somewhere else, and it's probably going to be Chipman. Yeah, I call him Chapman because his ass got chapped. But yeah, they're gonna stick him somewhere else, and I think it's gonna be this newer anti-gun task force that they've been trying to create.
Like looking for loopholes, how they banned importing of Russian ammo. You know, that's like going back after someone's been in prison for 10 years and you look at a sentence and it's like, well, we don't think that was strong enough. We're going to add 3 more life sentences.
Yeah, I think the dogs agree with your statement as well.
They just wanted to be heard.
I better check the goat.
I want some goat therapy.
Well, when I was out there was one goat running around that thought his shit didn't stink. And he's like one of the little babies, and so he could actually escape the pens. And so he goes over and he goes back and forth between the pens, and Daniel keeps his goats separated, the males and the females, I guess. And he goes over there and tries to strut his little shit in front of the girls. Apparently, the girls kick his ass.
Well, not no more. We just call him Little Effer.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I got watching this one here. She's showing. So if anybody doesn't know that term, that means she's going to have like a baby any minute.
Still hasn't popped yet, huh?
No, but she's showing. Started showing yesterday.
See, hold on. There we go.
Hey, baby.
There's a goat for your viewing pleasure.
She does look like she's about to pop.
Come on, girl. Get out of here.
Time for goat yoga.
I mean, it looks rather spherical. I don't know anything at all about goats, but even I would go, yeah, that thing's pregnant.
Keep walking. She's grouchy. She hears your voices and it's like, what the?
You'd be grouchy too if you looked like that.
Bald and curious, Daniel and a goat, and you fuckers are making fun of the Taliban.
Bald, get off my lawn.
Oh God, James Pollard.
No, her udder's like bursting full. If she goes into labor and starts dropping one, I'm just going to sit at the camera stand and do the chat from inside the pen because this one here never has an easy pregnancy. Or delivery, anyways. Yeah. I wish she would hurry up and pop. I don't want to wake up here at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Now that you said it's going to happen.
Yeah. 2 or 3 in the morning.
You got nothing better to do anyway.
Yep. He'll probably text me and let me know he's up.
Well, you'll be at work, so.
Yep.
What are these dogs barking at?
All right. Get out of there. All right, there we go.
So if you haven't gotten it, the girl on the latest blue press, not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby at all, man.
Yep. The latest blue press from Dylan.
See, they entice you, man. They're enticing you. For $40 a month, you can have this.
I think that's going to be a little bit more than $40 a month.
Right?
That's like $40 for 10 minutes.
A special plan on that one.
Yeah. So, Kingpin, you any further along on the reload journey, brother?
No, not at all. Unfortunately, no.
What's holding you up, man? Is it just components or what?
No, I got 3 jobs, and then I got cars I got to fix, and sleep eventually's got to fall in there somewhere. And I like hanging out with y'all on the internet.
Well, that's what happens if you sleep like Scotsman, you gain like 18 hours a day. Because the only time he sleeps is when he drives. So
I want to say if there's anything we can do to help you get started, man, let us know. We'll be glad to help any way we can. But I'm not going to work one of your 3 jobs, and I dang sure ain't going to come fix your cars. sorry. I love you, but I ain't doing that.
Let me cross off number 1 and number 2 on that list then, Jamie.
If you want to tow them to over the state line to a free state, I'm more than glad to come help you. Got to be a free state though.
I'll help you work on a car. I'm just not going to undertake it. We got plenty of junk around here to work on.
I'm gonna wait till it's not gonna happen. I say that when the winter comes, my schedule will slow down, but it'll probably get even busier. But when it gets cold out is when I'm gonna start putting all that stuff together and getting it done.
Yeah, when you have to spend a little bit more time indoors. I mean, wrenching on cars and shit, it ain't no fun during the middle of winter.
No, one
It's
of my
nice
jobs.
to get that shit done and out of the way before winter hits for sure.
Yeah, I wash tanker trucks and tractor trailers and stuff like that all throughout the winter. So that sucks pretty bad.
So we're almost halfway through the show, and I know we've done this here a little more frequently than I would like, but I would like to do a minute of silence for the fallen for 9/11. So if you guys would join me. All right, thank you guys. And then Jamie, if you would, sir, if you wouldn't mind, if you want to do a quick prayer for us, I would appreciate it.
Great gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight in somber remembrance of a tragic event that happened 20 years ago yesterday on American soil, where we were struck down with no declaration of war, with no forewarning, a sucker punch, Father. And Lord, we're awful proud of the way we came together at that time, and we're proud of our fighting men and women who had to be deployed to right that wrong. And Lord, we thank you for each and every one of them, for all the families. Lord, the loss didn't stop on September 11th of 2001. As our fighting men and women went across the oceans to set things right, we lost a lot of them there too. Lord, we lift up the families of those who lost a loved one either on that day or in the war that followed. Lord, we pray for strength, for comfort that can only come from you. We pray that, let's just pray for our national leaders, Lord. We lift up our president, our cabinet, the Senate, the House, all those guys that are making decisions now, Lord. We pray for them that they would seek your face and make decisions according to your will and according to your glory, for you're the only one worthy of it. So in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Awesome. Thank you,
Amen.
brother.
Thank you. So when it happened, I was driving a long haul truck and I was working in the air freight industry. And so I was bringing a load from San Francisco. I was stopping in Portland and going on my way to Seattle. And I was just just a minute or so away from our facility when the first plane hit, and I'm getting all these reports over the radio. And I pull up at our facility, and even before throwing the truck in the dock, I go into the dispatch office, and they had a TV in the dispatch office, and they were watching the live report, and that's when I saw the second plane hit. So working in the air freight industry, everything came to a screeching halt because they closed the skies. But that's where I was when it happened.
So I was still kind of young. I was in college when it happened. And I think it was my last year of college, I think. I don't remember. It's been so dang long. I got home probably 2 or 3 hours after it happened and saw it all on the TV. And it was just crazy. You know, the world stopped. And then America came together like never before. And we need to see that happen now more than ever. You know, American has somehow lost its backbone, and it's I'm not gonna say its purpose, but it's lost its sense of purpose, to where no one seems to want to fight for each other anymore. You know, they're all okay with this division that's being driven between us, instead of trying to come together and fight back and be what is America.
The answer to that seems to be everybody wants the other side to come over to their way of thinking. The people are stubborn and think their way is right. And that is not conducive to unity or compromise. Some things you don't compromise.
That's the key. There's some things that you can't compromise, and we spent a lot of time pretty quickly after that happened compromising to demands to not call this Muslim, and to label it as anything associated with them. The Muslim Brotherhood's been very good at politically picking fights and using political correctness to silence people who are just speaking truth. And never more than now have we seen that kind of silencing escalated. We didn't have the platforms we have today to discuss things and to share thoughts and opinions. But while that may have felt free for a while, it's pretty quickly become one-sided. I miss the America that we had immediately following that, whenever and understand that we were one with the cause. And I long for that to come back. I don't want it to have to come back the way that it had to come then. But I pray for people to wake up.
That's what we need right now. We need America to come back and be like that. Be like it was when everyone looked out for each other, man. No one argued. No one was talking race.
People took their frivolous differences and set them aside.
Yep. Race, religion, color, none of it mattered, dude. None of it. Didn't matter if you're a dirty little Mexican like Mario, everyone came together to help each other out. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Put that back up there.
Put that back up there.
Woo! 100 rounds. Yeah. Nice.
Pieces of fun right there. Poor
Freedom
thing.
seats.
Jamie, do you know what I see there?
What?
2.5 mag dumps. 3.5 mag dumps.
Well, this is 6.5 Creedmoor, so
They don't make 30 round mags.
well you have to have an AR-10, and
Okay, I got those mags.
I could bring my AR-10 and 6.5 Creedmoor, the one that the Scotsman, the one that he helped Miles put together with me. Not been fired yet.
All that work Jamie's done. We're talking about the mag dumps with them.
I got a bolt gun with 10 rounds through it too, so we'll split them up. Just come on.
What do you got for any whatever dies for 300 blackout?
I don't.
Okay, not a problem.
I'm old school, man. I load 30-30. That was the original 300 blackout.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's one thing I was having trouble with. If y'all want to hear it, see if I can get this off of here. I'll explain. Hornady dies. I got Hornady 6.5 Creedmoor. One of the reasons I went with Hornady custom grade dies is because they make this really nice little what do you call it? Micrometer seating die thing, and it's really nice and really handy if you can get it to work. My problem was I'm loading 140 grain bullets, and I'll show y'all. They're these seconds you get from Midway. Those are some pretty good bullets for a pretty good price compared to premium stuff. But these have 2 cannelures, and they're 140 grain, and you can see they're pretty long, right?
So it's just a hollow point. It's not a polymer tip. It's a hollow point boat tail.
It's a soft point. It's a
Soft point.
It's a hunting bullet.
Hold it back up there one more time. I couldn't in the small picture. I couldn't see it.
There you go.
Sorry, I was reading comments. I didn't
Yeah.
see.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, the problem with that long bullet is that before it starts seeding, and if I can get my die out of here, I'll show y'all. It's got a seeding stem in there, and then it's got a hole in the die where the stem rides up and down, and it hits the stop, which is this thing, this part right here sticking down. And what was happening was the bullet was pushing the seeding stem up so far that when I let the round back down, the seeding stem was coming out of the pilot hole. Then when you try to size the next one, it goes in so far and locks up. So that was extremely aggravating. Now with the shorter bullets, it didn't happen, but with the long bullets like that, it really would. And my dog won't shut up.
So what grain are those?
140.
Okay.
And that's a heavy bullet for a .264 diameter. As you know, if you've loaded it. Have you loaded any 6.5 Creedmoor yet?
Haven't. I've still got all of my loading stuff in storage.
What
I have
about
been
you,
holding.
Scotsman?
No, I still haven't yet either. I got the die set up. I just gotta rock and roll with it. I got plenty of primers and all that good stuff, and plenty of bullets. thanks to old what's his name. I got plenty of cases that we're working on, and I got plenty more rounds to put down range to have more cases. So to start developing. So we'll get there. I'm just finishing up, and I've been working on it for a while because I do it all in stages because I'm doing it all on the Lyman tart press. But I got a whole bunch of 223 I got to run first and do some load data, some load development on and figure out.
So I had to go back to the standard bullet seating stem.
Pretty consistent though, isn't it?
It's very consistent.
That'll be RCBS.
No, I'm using the T7.
Bald, it's Woodford. It's just regular Woodford Reserve.
Yeah. Regular Woodford, you got to get double oaked if you're going to try and go against Bald. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
Got a pretty big bottle of it, so I kind of keep it regularly going. So. Hey. So Mario, you're saying I look like Mr. Magoo if I take my glasses off?
Oh, look at that. Mario's going to go get a CZ SPO1 tomorrow. Nice.
Nice.
That makes everybody happy.
Heck yeah,
Mario's
man.
finally going to get a hammer gun?
Say what?
I thought he was stuck on them polymer CZs.
The SPO1 is one of the best guns ever made. You're not going to argue with me about that. That thing is fantastic.
No arguments here, brother.
I'll give you an argument. I think the PO1 is better and the Shadow 2 is better.
I didn't say there wasn't anything better. I'm just saying as an all-round, like the video that you put out, the comment that I left on your video was all-round. I think it's the best gun for your average person. I mean, obviously, I think everybody should get a Shadow 2. But the SPO1 it's really hard to find any flaws in that gun.
I might giving you a little crap about it, but right now it's my carry gun.
Do we need to get rid of Bald and Curious? He just ordered a freaking Glock.
Why would you have to order a Glock? I mean,
Oh, you could still go into Walmart and get those, right?
I think what he means is in his state, he has to wait. So probably that's more of a process thing than I can't imagine having to order one and wait for it to be shipped. So
I got a question for Bald. Which is better, the Woodford Double Oak or the Knob Creek 9100?
that's pretty good.
For Bald, I don't know. I mean, the double oaked is pretty good, but I would have to probably say the Knob Creek personally.
Well, I've still got some that I picked up in Georgia that's a little bit more of a smaller batch that's pretty good too. It's gotten better over the last year.
Anytime you can get small batch stuff, you know it's going to be good.
I keep it in a secret hidden place. So.
Mine's locked up in my toolbox. No one's messing with that.
Mm-hmm.
So Bald says he'd go with the Knob Creek. That's impressive.
Is this whiskey or bourbon, or what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Bourbon.
Or, as the Scotsman says, whiskey with the EY.
Well, Whiskey with an EY. Uncle Nearest, 1856. Premium whiskey, 100 proof.
Woo. Yummy.
Yeah. You know who Uncle Nearest was, right?
He's the least known distiller out of Tennessee, right?
Not hardly. We know him pretty good down here in Georgia, but yeah.
Close, but not the right state. So
He was the very first African American master distiller in America, United States.
speaking of Georgia, go Dogs.
Hey, Scotsman.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. King.
I'm riding that wagon this year. So.
You had said something. I think you might have been on Gary's early bird chat. I can't remember what chat you were on. But you were talking about how much you love sushi. How'd that happen? Like when I think Scotland, I don't think sushi.
Oh, I don't even know, man. I could live off it if I could afford to. That's all I would eat. I absolutely love sushi. There's no question about it.
Is that something you found after you came over here, or were you eating that back across the way too?
That was more when I came out this way. Really didn't. I think the first time I had sushi was, I think about 2007, and that was it. It was over. I love the stuff, man. I can never get enough of it.
Yeah. Scotsman was sitting there in his Starbucks little cafe thing, and these folks came in, they had sushi and they shared it with him, and he's just been hooked since, you know.
They saw he was a hipster.
If anyone out there seriously thinks you catch me in a frickin' coffee shop like that, you're off your rocker.
No, I'm on my rocker right now.
So Bald has a serious question, or so he says it's a serious question. Why does bourbon come in square bottles? The originator of the square bottle was Jack Daniels, right, Scott?
Yep.
So what was going on back then was there was I forget the name of what they call these guys, but they were kind of like traveling salesmen, and they would go around and take samples with them, and they would go to these bar owners or saloon owners back in that time, and they would give them a sample, and they said, like put them out there, and they pick the one they want, and they said, I'll take a barrel of that. Well, there was all kind of shenanigans going on, man. When they got that barrel, it could or would have been watered down. Actually, some of the competition, the other traveling salesmen, would spike it with formaldehyde or whatever. There was some very unscrupulous stuff going on. And Jack Daniels bought square bottles so that his would be distinguishable from everybody else just by the bottle. When you got Jack Daniels in the square bottle, you know it hadn't been messed with. And Mario has a good point because you can pack more of them in a box to ship it.
All right. Well, hey, folks, you guys take it easy. I got to go now. Thanks for having me.
Daniel.
Have fun.
Daniel, enjoy your week.
We'll see you soon, Daniel.
Take it easy, man.
So Val, whenever you take the time to move on down here to Tennessee, come on soon, and we'll go hang out in Lynchburg and do the tour and have some fun down there.
So I got a question, Mario. Why are you drinking wine out of a box? Damn Mexicans don't know how to drink.
Packs better and it ships better.
what's the best sushi? Man, all of it. I mean, literally, that's a loaded question, dude. That is a loaded question.
I've been on that tour.
Yeah, it was a dry county up until 12 years ago, I think. That was a dry county. Isn't that odd? Smelled like it.
It's very odd. You know, you go to one of the most famous distilleries, if not the most famous distillery in the world. You can't take any home. What's up, Mario? Dang, he looks like Abdullah the Butcher doing that, don't he?
I see a brown person.
Hi. Arriba. Hi.
Arriba, ándale.
How you doing, Mario?
I'm like totally here.
What's
How
up,
you doing,
Battle
man?
Bean?
Everything good?
It's been a long time,
you
brother.
know. I know, bro. You're looking mighty pasty still, even though you got some sun in you.
I'm out a lot. So, yeah.
I saw you and Bald. You guys actually linked up. Like, that's scary.
Yeah, that was fun. It's fun to. There's not many things I go into downtown Nashville for except for skateboarding and scaring tourists and bumping into people who come into Nashville like Bald. That was fun. Good lunch. Nice family. Nice. The two that I got to meet, wife and daughter, really had a good time with them.
Good stuff,
Mario,
bro.
I have to thank you. I have to thank you, Mario. Earlier this morning, I was flipping through YouTube, laying in bed with the girlfriend, and she goes, "Hey, isn't that Mario?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's one of Mario's videos." And I started playing it, and like 2 minutes later, she pushed the phone aside, and so she got to looking and hearing you, and I ended up reaping the benefits. So thank you very much.
Aphrodisiac.
I don't know what the hell, dude. Oh my god, that's scary. Okay, I don't know what to say. Oh my god.
Get that one off the mind, Mario. You'll be thinking about that a while. Sorry.
That's crazy, man. Wow. Well, hey, if I could help you in your extracurricular activities, I'm down with that. That means I'll get more views on my channel now.
Howdy, Wes.
Wes, he's looking like Phil Robertson a little bit in that picture. I didn't ever notice that. I like that black and white picture. Revolution's kind of sputtering.
Well, that Uncle's Nearest. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. It's got a little bit of a bite towards the tail end, but not quite. It's not like hot bite. It does have a little bit of bite right towards the tail end, though. That's not too bad. I like it.
Not atomic like a straight up corn whiskey.
Right. Yeah, I kind of wished I knew when this bottle was produced, because you can even see a ring on the neck. I'm not sure if it would come through on the camera, but you can see a ring on the neck of where that whiskey's been sitting on the shelf. Nice and aging on the shelf there.
Yeah. That looks like if it does that to the glass, can you imagine your stomach?
Oh yeah, clear everything out. Plus it degreases driveways.
Not with that. I know about what that costs.
Hey, is that what they call the detox way? By Alan B. Pro, 100 proof whiskey.
You gotta remember, Mario, whiskey cures everything.
Oh, absolutely, sir. I totally agree.
Hopefully it gets rid of my HPV, but
It's my shot of choice.
Yeah. My shot, my choice. Anyways,
How the hell are you, Mario?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. Just been really upset about the ongoings in Afghanistan. Talking to a lot of my buddies. Hasn't been easy, man. It hasn't been easy because I guess what bothers me the most, first of all, the way it happened, but to leave all that equipment out there, man, that's like an insult to every taxpayer who paid into that. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but guess what? Guess what? All this stuff is going to. It's going to Iran.
It's insane, isn't it, man? Absolutely insane.
Fucking yeah, it does, bro. It's like a fucking slap in the face to everybody that served.
Yeah.
You know?
I was talking with a good buddy of mine over the weekend there. He used to work for me, and he's a veteran of Special Forces. And he was having a harder time with it there, too. But, yeah, best thing you can do is just talk with people, man. Just keep talking with your friends and just hang in there, man.
Yeah, that's what we did. We actually did a Zoom call, man. We just got everybody together, and we just some of them fools got trashed on that fucking call, man. Like, it was awesome though, man. We let some stuff out. It was good. It was good because and I mean, I have all you guys. You guys are all great friends, but it's always good to relate with those that been in country with you because I don't know. We're kind of really messed up in the head, guys. We really are. We're laughing hysterically on stuff that we almost died from. Like, go figure. Anyways, I did get my Dylan this month's Dylan Blue Press issue.
Oh,
Most important thing about a Dylan.
He's hot. Mm-hmm. Huh?
I said it's the most important thing about Dylan's getting that calendar.
Get that damn catalog. Yes, I know. They still got 2 of my freaking dives on back order. I'm kind of pissed about that. But other than that, I'm good. I did call them and ask them, hey, you guys didn't forget about me, right? You guys do owe me 2 sets of dives. Yes, sir, we know. I'm like, all right. Just saying. It's been like 8 months now. Come on. Hook a brother up.
Yeah, they're really behind on some stuff.
That's one of the things that I'm really concerned about, just ordering ahead. Because I just don't know how long it's going to be till I get it, and ultimately, if it's going to end up taking too long, I'll buy a lineman or something.
What's going on with you? What are you missing?
I'll go to a competitor.
What are you missing, bro?
Well, so what I've been looking into is I still load all my 9mm on a single stage press. And
okay.
I want that progressive, but I've also got to start loading 5.56. I've got to.
Okay.
And so I can do that with a caliber change kit and a 750. So they sell it with both those options. You can buy it as a 9mm and get the 5.56 kit with it, or vice versa. But you can't buy that setup right now because they're just out of so many things. And I get it. Those are probably the 2 most common calibers that people are loading right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Actually, one of them happened to be 223 dies that I'm waiting for. So I could definitely feel you. I mean, luckily for me, I still have my set of lead dies, so I could still, I'm able to function with that. But yeah, no, it's unfortunate. How is everything with primers? Are you guys starting to see primers in the shelves, or are you guys all not even in Tennessee, Georgia? Are you serious?
No, it's hit and miss, man. Most of the stuff is back to buying them in hundreds out here, but yeah, it's hit and miss. Like we were talking about earlier, if you see them, just pick them up because the price ain't gonna get any better.
That's sad though. Really is.
It's sad, but you got to remember, and I think this is part of the problem too, is they're trying to get it. Some of this is probably done by the administration as well, is forcing it to get to a certain point to where you can't afford to do it. So you don't have the ammunition. You don't have.
Well, that's the same thing that they're doing. That's the same thing they're doing in California, because that's the whole reason why they went into this whole ammo background nonsense, is because they wanted everybody to pay an extra $30 just to have a background check card. And then on top of that, every time you go and buy ammo, they wanted you to, produce either like a passport, or you needed to have the real ID, whatever the hell they call, like 2 forms of government IDs, and it's like, man, just to buy ammo? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're pushing other ways of control, since they're having a lot of tough time trying to push anything actually on guns itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's an unfortunate thing. I'm just I'm really sad for what's going on with the country, but at the same time, there's a big "I told you so," because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Biden's the answer." No, he ain't. He's a dumbass. He's a career politician. That guy's been in Washington. How long has he been in Washington, JH? Since like the 80s?
He's been out there for 40. He's been in politics for 48 years.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah, he's the epitome of the swamp. He is
48 years. Wow.
48 years, and he's accomplished nothing.
That was about to be my next question. And what has he accomplished?
Nothing. Just like all the rest of them. Pelosi, she's 30-something years? What she accomplished? Nothing.
Yeah, but her district, man, you got some really fanatical leftists over there, bro. Like her districts in the San Francisco area, and every one of those people think that these Democrat freaking politicians are like gods to them. It's the most ridiculous shit in the world, man. I swear. I was in San Francisco, and I was overhearing some of the conversations people were saying. I swear to God, I just want to go there and punch him in the face, man. I was mad, bro. I was like, I need to go because these people are like, getting my blood pressure up. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need this crap. I need to go buy me some Chinese food at the Chinese area. I'm good to go. Best to go. Yeah. It's crazy, man. But anyways, how y'all doing?
California have you have to do a background check or have your background card to get components like primers?
No, not for primers. Only for ammunition.
Only for factory-made ammunition. So
correct.
Anything else,
yes.
powders, no other components.
I don't know how it works for reloads, because I think there's only certain people that actually sell reloads, like LAX Ammo sells reloads. But I know I bought stuff from them, and it's a lot of hit and miss with them. It's just as bad as Winchester White Box, dude. I swear to God, probably worse. I never liked LAX Ammo. No, I'm serious. Before I started reloading, I used to buy
Winchester White Box is probably the worst out there.
Yeah. But I'm telling you that their stuff was hit and miss. It was crazy, man. And no, not yet, bro. I wish. But you know what? You got your all-star team over there in New York too, bro. Don't let me start with your all-star team.
And ladies and gentlemen, is why you clean your sizing dies.
Oh.
That right there is the gunk I got out after 100 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a plethora of information, Gage. So we love you. No homo. I know he's shaking his head like, I don't know what to do with this Mario guy. Man, that's a nice truck, dude. It's an old school Ford F-150, huh? It's cool.
Yeah, what model is that truck, Walter?
I don't know. That's old school. I like it. XLT or something like that, right?
Yeah, back when Ford was trying to mimic the square body.
No, I mean Ford really made good trucks, man. I remember the Ford Ranger. I know a lot of people didn't like them, but I always thought they were pretty good trucks, man. And I
The
remember,
old school stuff. The old school stuff was good. All
Yeah.
this stuff from the early '90s onwards has been a disaster.
yeah, I
They
agree
started
with
cheaping out on parts, just like a lot of other ones, cheaping out on parts, going to that more of the MIM stuff and all the rest of it, and yeah, it's you start going cheap, it starts getting worse.
I tell y'all something funny I saw going to the airport yesterday. We were getting down there fairly close, and I was driving by myself. Traffic starts to get a little heavier, so I'm riding right behind a red Mustang Cobra SVT convertible, right? And all of a sudden, a guy in one of those new Camaros, it's black, darkened out windows, all that stuff, pulls up beside the Mustang, revs up his motor, rolls down his window, and just kind of looks over there. And I see the guy driving the SVT, and the Camaro was trying to get him to race, and there was another Camaro right in front of the Cobra, and I'm like, buddy, I ain't never rode in one of them new Camaros, but I can tell you right now, you ain't got nothing for that SVT Cobra.
So that's a good question for everyone. What is the most funnest car you've ever ridden in? So mine is actually an old school Camaro, one from the '70s. That thing was pretty badass. What about you guys?
You know, it would, for me, it would have to depend upon what you were doing with it.
We were just going fast.
I mean, if it was, because I can go into each individual category. If it was just drag racing or mountain climbs or dune buggies, sand rails, that's kind of a loaded question. Just an everyday driver vehicle, I would have to say one of the funnest cars that I've ever owned was actually a Ford Fairlane wagon, because this car would pull the front end off the ground. And that thing was a blast. That car was a good time. And it was my daily driver. So
I'd say for me, I had a friend in high school whose uncle was Jerry Reed, and for the homecoming parade, he got to bring the real Bandit from Smokey and the Bandit. That was pretty fun to ride in that. But as far as an actual car that just would plaster you, I had a buddy with I think it was a 71 or 72 GTO. Looked like it had like a projectile lead nose on the front of it. That thing would just plaster you to the seat when you get into it.
I got some good answers up there in the side chat.
All right, for me, it has to be '68 Plymouth Roadrunner. Man, my uncle had one of those, bro. Woo Wee! Damn, man, you talking about 0 to 60 in a big old boat, man. It was awesome. I love that car, man. Those are cars back then, bro.
They were
That's
made
when
to go
Plymouth
straight.
would.
Hey, Battlebeam,
Yeah,
how'd
that's
that
when.
go again? How'd that go again?
Yeah, man. Those are good cars, bro.
Oh,
Those are good cars. And then I would say probably the second one for me was I think it was an 83 Monte Carlo. I think it was 83 or 84. I'm not sure. Those are just nice cars. But then you get pulled over a lot because they think you're a cholo. But other than that, you're good to go.
Yeah, I didn't get pulled over in my 74 Monte Carlo all that much. I did get
You're
3
white.
tickets. I got 3 tickets in one city block.
Pollard, that 69 Roadrunner
Parking
is
tickets
absolutely
don't count.
iconic.
Yeah.
Mine would. There's 3 for me. My uncle, when I was growing up, had a 68 GTX, Plymouth GTX, 440 Magnum, 4-speed, Hurst shifter, pistol grip. That was fun. That's the first time I ever went 150 miles an hour. So, yeah. Then 76 Corvette Stingray. That was pretty good. And a 67 Nova Super Sport built 4-speed. That one would literally jerk the front wheels off the ground. So,
I'd say by far
There's
the
something about a
fastest,
Nova, man.
yeah,
Something about that Nova.
the fastest things I've ever been on have been motorcycles by far. The ZX11 and the FZR 1000 that I had, those things would just fly. I mean, I would peg out. I pegged out both those motorcycles. I don't know how fast I was going.
Yeah, dude. No, I would not. I mean, they even look fast. Just right there, like sitting, parked and stuff. They're super fast. Yeah, and yeah, no, it's too much torque on those bikes too, man. Like
It's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. I was like, I couldn't stand up straight from my stomach muscles being knotted up after riding between. And most of you who've been over here know Sevierville back to Knoxville is just a pretty nice stretch of interstate. I was passing stuff so fast it just looked like a blur. That was on the Ninja, on the ZX11. That's why I don't have them anymore. It's too easy to do that. There's no sense in me having one of those.
Silverbacks here. Yeah, we were coming back from the airport, and one of those crotch rockets, I think it was a Suzuki Hayabusa, just passed us like we were going the other direction.
Yeah, those are beasts.
I looked down at my speedometer, and we were going, I think, 80, 85 at the time.
Yeah.
He passed us like we were tied to a stump.
Hey, did you guys see what Redbird put? She put 70 Gremlin. Like, what?
Party on, Garth.
Party on, Garth.
The Pacer or the Gremlin, either one.
I don't know. She said the Gremlin. That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh my God, that's a cool car, though. I mean, they made some cars back then that were kind of weird, man. But
American Motors.
That's definitely one. That was like, yeah, you know that car.
Now those Javelins, those would run.
That was those AMX Javelins. Those were crazy fast.
Yeah,
They were light.
Well, there's a guy, 67 Rebel SST AMC. You know, he's got. He named his car. Then you got Andy 79 Z28. His picture is the front wheels off the ground with that 79.
What was
Camaro.
the AMC that looked like a Gremlin, but it was a station wagon? Back end was a station wagon. What was that one? It was an all-wheel drive car, 4-wheel drive.
I don't know. I just remember the station wagon where I was actually looking at the at the car in front of me because it had those seats on the back.
Oh yeah, there's jump seats in the back. I spent many a trip sitting in one of those with the glass up in the top where you could see some of the sky through the glass.
Man, they didn't think about safety back in the day, bro.
Oh, they didn't. No, that was where you put the kid that got motion sick all the time.
Oh yeah.
I was the only one that wouldn't get motion sick riding backwards back there. I'd go back there and have it to myself.
Stretch out, man.
Mm-hmm. Got to have that plastic wood trim all around them too. Got to be totally Clark Griswold.
Yeah. I remember the Pacer, Michael Ray. I don't know if that's the one they were talking about. But,
Pacer had more glass than any car has ever had. You remember how it had the bubble glass all around? You could see everywhere. It was like tiny little beam back here to here. It's like all glass.
Which one was that car? Which one was that car that had like that Batman looking rear window? I think it was a Buick Regal way back in the day. Or maybe I'm wrong.
No. That was the
Tornado.
Probably was Tornado. That had like the back windshield almost like a Stingray that came.
Yeah.
What? I see. It was
what they call them, boat tails.
Boat tails. Yeah.
Can you imagine that glass getting it replaced these days? All that curved
glass.
That
was the Riviera. Yes, right. There you go.
Yeah, it was a Riviera.
Yes.
Yeah, the Riviera boat tails, man. Those things were pimping.
The Buick was the Riviera. The Oldsmobile was the Tornado. Basically the same car.
Yeah, basically back when those manufacturers all had their own version of one body style. You know, they all shared.
I never understood the Mercury and Ford thing. It's the same car. I never understood. Why did you guys do that? That to me, it's just.
That's the way they all of them had their divisions like that. But Papa, yes, that was the AMC Eagle, and there was a guy in South Carolina when I lived down there that had one with like this enormous lift kit on it and huge mutter wheels, and he would drive around town. I used to think that was the coolest thing ever. I mean, he had to literally almost have a ladder to get up into that car.
I always wanted one of those.
I agree with Wes completely. I had a straight 6 in my Jeep when I had it, and that thing would climb hills in granny gear with me walking out beside it.
Yeah, I had one in my Jeep Grand Cherokee when I had it. It was an early 90s model, and that thing with a straight 6, it was a beast.
Yeah, impressive. Workhorse.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many of y'all remember the, I guess it was the Plymouth Duster that had the slant 6 in it? Those were bulletproof. You could shoot them and they'd still run.
Hey, wasn't that the Al Bundy mobile?
I don't know.
It was the Duster, man.
It was.
That's the Al Duster. That's the Al Bundy
he started out
mobile.
in a Volkswagen, though. He started out in a Volkswagen.
No, ma'am.
Duster. So
now they had a Duster that came with the 360. That one was a 360 cubic inch V8 in that car. That would go.
Yeah, there's one here when they do coffee in cars in Knoxville that's just mint. It's a beauty. Yeah, Mopar was pretty strong in the muscle car era for sure.
They were. They had it with that 68, 69 Roadrunner, man. Those and the Challengers too, man. Those were just beautiful cars.
I can't believe the Dukes of Hazzard destroyed that many Challengers, bro. What the? I mean, I love the show. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, seriously, that the Challenger is such a cool car. God,
No, man, they just had a really good body shop on that show. They only had two of them.
That's the way it is in Georgia. You just rebuild and go again.
Yeah, that's about it.
Maverick. I almost forgot about those. God.
Oh, I remember the Maverick. Yeah, one of my buddies had a Maverick. He actually had it so lower down. You know, he's you know how we are. We're stupid. We're young, and you know. He had a Maverick, bro, and he had this thing where he lowered it down to the point that it was really low. I mean, it looked cool as hell. But one time, he had to go through to the railroad tracks. And his transmission was left there, bro. So I could tell you.
Some of those Mavericks came with the same drivetrain as the Mustangs of that era.
Yeah, the Maverick was interesting. The Vega was the Chevy equivalent. So they were both like tiny little, and you used to see those at drag strips forever. You remember you would have the Vegas and stuff all built out and blown out motors, supercharged motors sticking out the hood. Tiny little car, hardly anything to the frame.
Not by the time they made it to the track. They had chassis on them and big old V8s.
It was a Vega by then, right? It looked like kind of like.
So, Insight, what was your first car?
69 Volkswagen Beetle.
JH586, your first car. And don't say Flintstone car.
1967 Plymouth Fury 3, 383.
Mario, your first car? Mario's froze up. Scotsman, your first car?
So I didn't really drive my own car back home. I just drove on the farm. But my first car coming here was a '92 Chevy Blazer.
Not bad, not bad. All of them significantly better than mine. A 1974 Datsun B210 hatchback.
Datsun.
Datsun B210 hatchback. And I tell you what, when I got this car, it was like baby puke yellow that had been faded and just stupid, ugly little car. And I tried to kill this thing. Just tried to kill this thing. I took this thing up into the off-road park in Azusa Canyon in California. And guys in lifted K5 Blazers are like, how the hell did you get that thing up here? I'm like, smell the clutch? I tried to kill this car with everything that I had. At one point, I snapped the throttle cable in it, and my dad slung a piece of baling wire through the firewall, and I was using a piece of baling wire as the throttle.
Wow.
It was a stick shift. Could not kill that car for nothing. I tried. Ended up selling the car for exactly what I bought it for like a year later.
So far, I'm giving the award to Edward Petty. When this is over, y'all need to go do a Google search for 1959 Ford Galaxy 500. That is an absolute beautiful car.
Am I not mistaken? Is that was like a big police car back then too, wasn't it? Wasn't the Galaxy Fairlane used by a lot of police forces?
They were.
Yeah.
And
monster motor, great motors in them.
The 57s, 58s, and 59s are absolutely gorgeous cars.
Yeah.
So the comment out there, YouTube 13, yes, the B210, especially the hatchback model, was a complete chick magnet.
Well, chicks, kind of, but Kind of.
All right, we're getting to that time, so we'll start going through the room. Kingpin, what you got, brother man? Maybe still with us.
StreamYard's freezing up on me over here too, so
Thought you got motivated and went out and worked on the car.
no, I'm trying to unclick the mute button, but StreamYard's been giving me a hard time too.
Yeah,
So.
I feel it.
Good seeing everybody tonight. Everybody have a great week, and thanks for having me on.
Always good to have you on, man. Jamie, what you got, brother?
Looking forward to a fun time this coming week. Y'all check us out Friday nights, 8 o'clock, Georgia Shooting Connection. We do kind of what this is. So thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely, always good to have you, man. What's his name?
You know what you're gonna get from me? Probably nothing. I got about 20 hours of design work to do the next day and a half, and then hopefully get to see some people from that I love a lot. So, and then I got to get to Nashville. So that's my week in a nutshell. We'll work out the details on the rest of it at some point. But it's been good hanging out here. It's good to see everybody in the side chat again. I hang out there usually, but it's good to see these guys on here and hang out with them, and to get a special appearance from Mario. That was priceless. Good to see you guys.
Always good to have you, brother. Glad you could make it. Absolutely. And looking forward to a good week as well. So I appreciate everyone out there. We had a great chat. Lots of good topics, lots of great comments, good interaction out there. So I appreciate y'all. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to Alan to take us out.
Oh, take us out. Sorry, the last primer in my Lee hand primer here popped out and hit the carpet somewhere, and I'm like a crack addict trying to find this thing. Anyway, so yes, thank you very much for showing up tonight. It's been a good time. It's been a good time. Thank you everybody that came in on the panel, everybody in the side chat. I'm going to go ahead and continue to partake in some Uncle Nearest here until I have to go to work tomorrow morning. And there's going to be that collaboration video with old What's-His-Name and myself. It will probably never be released, so look for it. And also, keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!